Hello everyone, my name is Yi-Chih Yang. Lecturer in Kaohsiung University of Science and Technology in Kaohsiung City, Taiwan. Today we would like to share some topic about the assessment criteria for global logistic hub port in Northeast Asia. Okay, because a lot the ships become very bigger, we so-called mega ship. And in the Northeast Asia, especially for Korea, Japan, and Taiwan, we like to use the hub port to attract their container ship to make some transshipment cargo. So you can see because for China, their container ports quite very. The number is increasing, especially for their handling container volume. So that's why on the other side, it forces Northeast Asia, the international port, to find out their solution or some counterpart measure to deal with this kind of some port competition from the China port. So you can see some measures. Especially for some, because we focus on Northeast Asia, including the Taiwan and Japan and Korea. So you can see that in Taiwan we have set up some FTT and hope to offer some ship company or logistic company with more cheaper price and some to attracting their cargo to use the port of Kaohsiung or port of Keelung. How about Japan? Japan is set up some super hub port established program, and to attract to make their costs down, and also to make their transshipment time more shorter. How about Korea? Korea also have established some high barrier entry logistic hub port under Korea Northeast Asia Logistic Hub Port Program. Okay, so we use this kind of analysis methodology. First one, to examine the character of global logistic hub port through review some literature, and also use the HP to find out some assessment criteria of global logistic hub port. And finally, another method, we use the GRA to ranking the 3 mega hub port. That means including Busan, Korea Busan, and Japan is Tokyo port, and finally it's Kaohsiung port in Taiwan. Okay, so we can present some policy implication for law school intended to become some global logistic hub port. Okay, here is let's do some literature review about some special for this global hub port. So you can see the UNCT 2004 and Amazon and 2011. So basically, the port logistic function, including some cargo handling, transshipment, storage, warehouse, and so on, is very basic. So we so-called port logistic function. And here, because from the port choice, or sometimes say port selection, so from the general logistic hub port perspective, for example, Tozen in 1995, he said efficiency, sale frequency, infrastructure, and locations. He says is very important to make some port selection. From the perspective of the carrier. And also the 2009, he says from the forwarder. And sometimes it's, for example, one ET 2008 use some shipper preference, and that means from the shipper's perspective to pick up some port selection. Okay, here is also have to do some logistic hub port. There do some selection. Okay, here is them. Oh, because we use two meso, that means we say multi-meso. That means that we use HP and GRA. And here is our main assessment criteria from the global logistics report. It's based on the literature review and some as per interview. We found some assessment criteria. So here is our dimension. For example, political economical environment, and the second is the operation environment. And for example, the first dimension, we including some assessment criteria, including the stability of political climate. Our second is economical scale of a market. Number three is volume of transshipment of cargo and delegation of international trade, and so on. Here's our source literature review. We found some source. Another is in operation environment, including some efficiency of local government administration and the convenience of a customer clearance program procedure. Especially for, I think so, the customer clearance is quite very important for if you are handling some transshipment cargo or some FTZ cargo. Yeah. And also efficiency of port logistics operation quite very important. The number three dimension, that means cost environment. So including cost of labor, cost of land, harbor, stevedoring cost. I think so. For a ship company, they will consider very much about the harbor and the stevedoring cost, because if you can use some labor means harbor cost or stevedoring cost very cheaper, sometimes it's another is a trading point for them. Okay. Here is the infrastructure facility environment. Infrastructure is quite very important too. For example, the efficiency some port logistic facility. Basically, I think so. Developed countries have a similar problem. That means their transport infrastructure is not very convenient. So that's why it causes a lot of traffic jam, traffic congestion, and so the problem. Okay, another is offer some preference, some are incentive environment. That means, for example, sound ease of investment system, incentive major, and some reduction or some collaborate in the local tax. For example, some country will offer some financial assistance for investment company. So that's why they will attract a lot of some ship company or to consider to invest there or branch office, or sometimes to set up some logistics center nearby in this country. Okay, so with data collection, we have a collection from our questionnaire or survey target, including the shipping company, logistic company, and the port company. Okay, so that means our shipping company and the logistics company is belong to our port user, and the port company is belong to port management. Okay. So this is our show. We have do some we got response rate. We send a questionnaire to them and got responded about the rate about the third 83.33. And here is a category of based on their job, position, and the working experience. Okay, so we do the HP to find out this weight. First one, in the dimension, find out the cost environment quite very important, especially for all respondents' perspectives. And they also think about the means under the assessment criteria, including the number one is transport and distribution costs. It's number one, ranking one. Number 2 is a convenient cluster creating procedure. I think so is quite very important, just I mentioned, and because majority of company hope to their transport or transit their cargo is as soon as possible. That means in very short time, and also including the harbor and steel dwelling cluster. And the green color, that means it's also quite very important factor they think about that. Okay, so we can summarize because different anchor, that means different position, they have different thinking. So you can see the foreign ship company, they think so the exemption from reduction corporate local tax is number 1, and for the logistic companies, they think about the transport and the distribution cost is number 1. Port manager is focused on the transport distribution cost. The all responsible is focused on the transport and distribution cost is number 1. Okay, here is GRA because we like to make comparison between the amount, Kaohsiung, Busan, and Tokyo. So here is our calculation. There show some figure, and we can see here ranking. Ranking 1, let's make Busan is number 1, and number 2 is Tokyo and Kaohsiung. That means so far. Busan is in the world is number 6. I mean, especially for the container port. The Kaohsiung is here is number. Tokyo is number 2. Kaohsiung is number 3. That means Tokyo's their hub port can attract some more cargo in comparison with Kaohsiung. Especially they have different kind, offer some incentive and offer some test card for some shipping company is quite very good. So compared with Kaohsiung. Okay, so we also use use the different anchor. That means for example, the shipping company, logistic company, and the port manager company. So we can find out normally is our Busan is the number 1. Okay. So finally, we make out some conclusion. First one, port have to continuously enhance their competitiveness by increasing logistic function inland, hinterland. And also we find out some 20 criteria under 5 dimensions. So here is a 5 dimension, including political, economical environment, operation environment, cost environment, infrastructure facility environment, and privilege incentive environment. Okay, so here is the view some cost environment is also very important. Okay, so we use the GRA found the Busan is number 1. So the number 2 is Tokyo and Kaohsiung. So Kaohsiung faced serious challenges with competing with Tokyo and Busan. So they have to find out a solution to make to promote their function of global logistics hub port. For example, one more incentive to attract investment in port and FDG, and increasing some customer curing, and maybe to set up a single window to offer a service for the port user. Okay, here's a suggestion for FTG. Okay, invest some relationship with between the incentive measure of FTG and so on, and it very impacted FTG the performance of port competitiveness and so on. And my name is Yi-Chih Yang, a professor of National Kaohsiung Science and Technology. If you have any comment, please send a mail to me. Thank you, you're listening. Bye-bye.